What's going on, everybody? I know that today is not exactly the most happy of days, the most joyous of days, but it is Thursday. We are getting into the bulk of the week here. We're going to talk a lot about what the Chiefs did successfully on offense. This was really a back and forth between the Bengals on third downs, a lot of key third downs in this game, and the adjustments both from the Bengals and the Chiefs were able to make this game as exciting as it was. I know it wasn't exciting for the Chiefs in the end, but these differences on third down are what going to be how the Chiefs can continue to get better throughout the season. This is one of those third downs we're not going to break down indefinitely or in depth, but it just goes to show you that there is a huge cat and mouse game, a huge chess match between teams in the NFL. And this one was the difference maker against the Cincinnati Bengals, the third down matchups. We're going to get into a lot of the key ones here in a second and just break down exactly how the Chiefs countered, the Bengals countered, how the Chiefs countered again, and how the Bengals countered one last time to send this game for Kansas City to the lost column. If you guys are new, make sure you hit that sub button. My name's Daniel Harms, film analyst here at the RGR Football Channel, and right now we're breaking it down. So this is one of the first third downs that I saw in the game, and we're going to go ahead and let it run through so you guys can see exactly what this play is all about. The Chiefs do a good job on this third down and short to get Juju Smith-Schuster one-on-one with a nice little whip route to the outside. Mahomes finds him, and it's a very easy completion for an 18-yard gain on third down. So let's go ahead and break it down to see what we got. Chiefs are running a high-low concept. Typically, when you see motion man Travis Kelce right over here, all right? Travis Kelce, you're a motion man, okay? Typically, when you motion from left to right into that stack formation, this is atypical. It's not always going to happen. It's going to be more of a high-low concept. Now, what does that mean? That means that you're going to have two routes being run out of this. Travis Kelce is going to run the shallower of the two in this high-low, and Justin Watson's going to run this outside version, okay? That means high-low. So this is high, and low. That's all they're running on this side. And then when they motion Travis, they also identify that the Bengals were in cover one. So where that is man coverage, you have this deep safety who's going to be your one defender. They're also going to drop this man into like a spy underneath player. He's not going to actually rush the passer. They're only going to rush four. So the very first third down of the game, they test out to see what the Chiefs do here. So they're only going to rush four. They are going to bring all of these guys up to the line of scrimmage. You have all of these guys that can rush, and a lot of times they do. So there can be any different things that come out of this, but it just ends up being man coverage with that identifier of man cover one in the back end with the zone spy / zone defender underneath. Okay, so they identify that, and with that concept, they have the Juju Smith-Schuster one broken into it right away. That whip route, they get it to him on that first read, and then boom, it's an easy first down. Okay. It's a nice job of Mahomes identifying, again, you see the man coverage go with him, so he knows where he's going to go with the football immediately. So he looks right to his left, and he sees the Juju's open. So that's the very first thing the Chiefs do, all right? And the Cincinnati Bengals are going to counter off that now. They didn't bring any pressure the first time, but they've seen the teams like the Chargers bring pressure, okay, and be successful. So this third down in the red zone, they're going to do the same thing we saw later in the game, is they're going to bring pressure, okay? If they're going to get a lot of pressure on Mahomes, they're going to force that ball out quickly. You know, they get the tipped ball, kind of a, lucky thing. That doesn't happen a lot to Mahomes, but they did identify the ball is coming out quick because they're going to send pressure. So we have another high-low concept, Travis Kelce motioning from right to left, and instead of doing his underneath this little drag route that we saw the first time, he's going to run a spot route, okay? So he's going to sit in the middle of this defense, okay? That's why they call it a spot. You find that spot in the defense, settle in there, and you get down. Justin Watson's going to do the same thing, running that deep over route. But this is basically just going to be a one part of the field read for Patrick Mahomes. They're going to do the same thing on this side. It's going to be a spot with a deeper developing route on the outside from MVS. And the Bengals, like I said, they're going to bring pressure. So they're going to bring 6 guys up front. They're going to basically cloud the end zone, which means these guys are all just going to sit here and wait for the ball to come out. They're going to have a man coverage defender off the end who looks like he's going to rush, but he's just going to take Jerick McKinnon out of the backfield. So you're going to have rusher, 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 rusher. Boom. All right. So the ball's got to come out quick. Mahomes identifies that, and then, it would have been a first down had they been able to complete that. But again, this is the chess match, back and forth, back and forth. The Bengals got pressure on Mahomes, and then that ball comes out. Hand comes up, and you get this deflection, all right? So it's a good job of adjusting. Mahomes does a great job there of not letting that deflected pass become, a big play for the Bengals. Instead of getting, points out of it, they get 3 out of it, and they get none out of it if that pass becomes an interception. So good job on Mahomes seeing that ball come out and then going ahead and do that. So this is one of their adjustments onto that. We saw that cloud coverage that they played in the last clip. They're going to do almost the exact same thing here. They're going to have every one of these back end defenders lined up like 1 yard off the line to gain. Okay, just going to drop everybody into this zone. Just going to say, okay, don't get beat right underneath. If they do throw the ball underneath, rally and tackle. So let's see what they got. We all know that this is going to be one of those big developing plays for Kansas City. This is a huge third down. They're going to send 7 guys to pressure. Mahomes is going to essentially turn around and run back as far as he can get, knowing he needs just to buy a little bit of time to get that ball downfield to MVS. So what happens here? Like I said, the Bengals do rush 7, but this is going to just be a seam route from MVS. What that means is he's going to take this and he's going to run down the seam of the defense, okay? That's all he's doing. And then he's going to turn and look for the football. That's all he's got to do. Everyone else, you've got Travis Kelce's running an out route from his alignment here. So he's going to run out. And Justin Watson's running a dig basically right behind MVS. So they're looking to get this ball out into one of these areas. This is going to be a one player read essentially. Patrick Mahomes right now, he knows where he wants to go with the football. Like I said, they're bringing 7 guys and they're just clouding this up. So there is nothing hiding right now. No one's going to be in man coverage. They're coming and they're going to try to hit Mahomes. He runs back and gets this ball downfield to MVS, who I would like to see attack the ball in the air a little bit more instead of waiting for it to come. That becomes a problem with his play style we saw earlier in this game too. And like I said, on that play that we saw to begin the montage, he does not really attack the football in the air very well, but a good adjustment, understanding he's got to run back as far as he can essentially to get back there. Boom, stop, drop, throw it. Let MVS make the play. Guys are turned around. Big play for Kansas City, 42 yards down the field. All right, so that blitz didn't work. So in the red zone now, inside the 10-yard line, now we can blitz, right? Mahomes doesn't have enough time. He doesn't have the time to do that, right? So they are going to blitz one more time, and they're going to bring these guys once again up to the line of scrimmage. What are the Chiefs going to do this time? Another counter from Kansas City here. Instead of throwing the football, they run it on 3rd and 8, or on 3rd and 4, and they get a touchdown on 8 yards outside of the end zone. So what is this? They're going to use a jet sweep motion from Sky Moore across the formation. It's going to move the defense just a little bit, and they're going to run a split back zone. What does that mean? A split back zone. They're going to run just going to be an inside zone with your offensive lineman, which is really good against a rush. Why is it good against a rush? Well, if you get all of your offensive linemen moving in one direction, specifically when you see he's here and he's here, all right, and you're going to snap this ball quickly so you can catch this man in the wash, number 29 here. You're going to catch him in the wash. So you're moving everyone to their left, and the split back is going to be Noah Gray coming to block this unguarded defensive end. And like I said, why it's good against the blitz is because you catch all of these guys that are blitzing in a wash, because you're just going to wash all of these guys down. They're all going to get caught up in that inside zone look. And then guess what? It's all over from there. Boom, right here. There it is. You get all of this. This is this wash down from everybody. Everyone's getting washed down. Noah Gray coming around on that unblocked defensive end. You let Isaiah Pacheco get inside and kick it outside, and he scores a touchdown. This is a really, really nice play call from Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy on, inside the 10-yard line with this split back zone. They used their rushing ability and 3rd and short in this game extremely well. And this is another really, really good example of counter punching when they knew the Bengals were going to bring pressure, and they also know that these split back zone runs are really good against pressure. So really good on the Chiefs for doing that again. And then we get to the final play. The final play of this game for Kansas City in terms of things that matter, because the kick did not matter. The Chiefs are running a spot route. Let's go ahead and see. This is at the bottom of your screen is where the spot route's going to happen. Mahomes wants to get that football out, but he's unable to because of pressure in his face immediately. And then from there, we know the end of the story. So what's a spot route? Spot route, okay? Travis Kelce, from his apex of this bunch formation, is going to run the spot like he ran earlier. You're going to find a spot in that zone. You're going to sit down in it. MVS on the outside is going to run a corner route okay? And then underneath, Noah Gray is just going to run to the flat. And then on the backside, because sometimes we know that Patrick can buy time and he can get time in the pocket, they are going to run Juju Smith-Schuster on an intermediate dig route, and they're going to have, we all know, Jerick McKinnon released to the flat. And the Bengals are going to essentially drop into cover 2 with a spy. Now, that's all they did. We know they rushed 3, and they're going to rotate out of this cover 1 look into a cover 2 right here. You see the coverage here, the man splitting out here. You're going to rotate to cover 2. Then you have this guy running down the middle, which is the Tampa 2 kind of style of coverage. And then you have the spy underneath. All right. So that's what they do. They got zone, 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 and a zone. Cover 2. Everything underneath is typically blocked up and bottled up. But if you get a time, you can find ways to get 3 yards out of that. And unfortunately, because of what the Bengals did earlier in the game, rushing and beating Orlando Brown around the edge, it set him up for failure. And this is, again, I understand that Orlando Brown's catching a lot of flack in this game. He had some good moments. He had a lot of bad moments getting beat around the edge. And this is another one of those instances where being a good recovery athlete is essential. He is not a good recovery athlete. Look, he's trying to set over to the outside. He is desperately trying to do that. And McKinnon is just supposed to come up, show that he's going to pick up a blitz if it comes, and if it doesn't, he's releasing to the outside, and if he has to chip out there. His responsibility is not to help inside. So Orlando Brown cannot overset because of the perceived pressure, and unfortunately, he's getting caught cheating a little bit, trying to get out wide. Osai beats him back around to inside, he's throwing his hands around, and it's just an unfortunate counterpunch from the Bengals for the Chiefs in this moment. I would have loved, again, to see them run the ball here on 3rd and 3, but you can't have everything the same way you want it. Like, it just doesn't happen that way. This is what happened in the game. Again, when you really consider about how well the Chiefs played, I think on 3rd down, counterpunching what the Bengals were doing, and the Bengals, again, on defense, counterpunching what the Chiefs were doing on offense, stylistically, it was a fun matchup to watch. It hurt for all of us Chiefs fans to see the outcome be the way that it was, have Mahomes come up gimping a little bit at the end of this play and not be able to complete that first down, and then not have the Chiefs go for it after you lose a few yards there. But at the end of the day, I think this was a lot of fun, a lot of fun for them to watch. And I think that that's the biggest thing here is you have to try to get a little bit out of it. So I'm hopeful that the 3rd down matchups from the Bengals and the Chiefs will help make them better. Maybe we'll see them run the ball a little bit more to end the season in situations like this. But all this comes back to finishing the season strong. And the Chiefs are going to have to find ways to get the most out of Orlando Brown in this offensive line. Maybe we see Lucas Niang in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed the hugely in-depth breakdowns they did. I really wanted to show you guys the intricacies of not just the Chiefs' offense, but how they were able to counterpunch. Because a lot of times we complain about the Chiefs not having that counterpunch in their bag to what they see on defense. They brought their A game with the counterpunch this time. Unfortunately for them, they got the ball when the Bengals counterpunched last on defense. So hope you guys have, try to have a good day. Look forward to the Chiefs beating the Broncos for the 14th time in a row this weekend. I'm really hopeful that we can continue to see growth from this team. I do think that this play right here is going to be something we see going forward, especially against some of those rush looks and those blitzing looks. So again, please hit the like, hit the bell, hit the sub. Let everybody else know about the Chiefs Kingdom here, this RGR fan base. You guys are the best, and I absolutely love doing breakdowns like this for you every single week. Why don't we let Isaiah Pacheco take us out on one last touchdown for him from this game before we move completely on to the Denver Broncos. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.